Dear students, in this video we are going to discuss about requirements elicitation, analysis and documentation. Feasibility study. Before doing a requirements engineering process, that means before collecting the requirements from the customer, first we have to conduct the feasibility study, whether the proposed system is worth or not. So in the reality also, in our day-to-day life, we do the feasible study before doing any work. Before starting any work, we do the feasibility study whether that work is benefited to us or not. If it is benefited to us, and if it is comfortable to us, if it is more benefited to us, definitely we start the work. So in the same thing happens in software engineering process also. Feasibility study decides whether or not the proposed system is worthwhile or not. A short, focused study that checks whether the system contributes to the organizational objectives, whether the system can be engineered using current technology and within budget, whether the system can be integrated with other systems that are used. So, feasibility study plays a crucial role in requirements engineering process. So, before collecting the requirements from the users, so engineer has to do the feasibility study whether that proposed system is benefited to the organization or not, whether proposed system is achievable or not, whether the proposed system can be built with the current technology and within the budget also. So financial matter is also very important while developing the software product. So everything should be finished within the budget, and if there is a if there is a existed system, yes, that can be that system can be proposed system can be integrated with the existed system. So these are all factors comes into picture while doing the feasibility analysis. So before starting collecting the requirements from the customers, so company or engineering team, they have to conduct the feasibility study whether the proposed system is worth or not. So this is the pictorial representation of the requirements engineering process. Yes, problem statement. After problem statement means problem definition. After that, feasibility study. So after that, requirements engineering. So requirements engineering process consisting of four steps: requirements elicitation, requirements analysis, requirements documentation, and requirements review. So crucial, these are the crucial process steps of requirements engineering. At the end, it produces SRS document, software requirement specification document. This is the pictorial representation of the requirements engineering: requirement elicitation, requirements analysis, requirements documentation, requirements review. At the end, this requirements engineering process produces one document. That document we call it as SRS, software requirement specification. So what exactly the elicitation? Elicitation means discover the features or discover the requirements from the customers. A requirements elicitation, it is a process of extracting or discovering the requirements from the customers or clients or by different stakeholders. Elicitation, the word elicitation refers to discovery of the requirements, extracting the requirements from the customers. There are many ways to extract the requirements, to collect the requirements. There are many ways to collect the requirements from the customers, by conducting the interviews, by doing online meetings, by interacting with the different stakeholders, by interacting with the customers, and by interacting with the different stakeholders. Obviously, a organization may have different stakeholders, and by conducting the group discussions, by doing meetings with the expertization team. There are many ways to collect the requirements from the customers. These are the popular methods by conducting interview, by asking questions, by asking questionnaires. Uh, these are all brainstorming sessions, group discussions, online meetings. So these are all popular methods to collect the requirements from the customers. Then the next step is analysis. Analysis means refining the requirements, analyzing the requirements, scrutinize the requirements. It's like a valuation of the requirements, whether the requirements are proper or not. After collecting the plenty of requirements, then we have to analyze the requirements. Uh, we have to scrutinize the requirements. We have to refine the requirements to make consistent and unambiguous requirements. So sometimes what happens, most of the times happens in reality, stakeholders don't know what exactly they really want. Sometimes we may expect illiterate stakeholders. They don't have they are not able to interact with the expert team, and most of the times they express their requirements in their own terms. They don't know exactly what exactly they want, and different stakeholders may have conflicting requirements. Organizational and political factors may influence the system requirements, and the major problem in requirements is requirements change of requirements during the analysis process. The reason is new stakeholders may emerge, and the complete business environment may change. So these are all the problems happens in requirements engineering process. So that's why we have to analyze the requirements, because we have to avoid the inconsistent requirements, and we have to avoid unambiguous requirements, ambiguity. We have to avoid the ambiguous requirements. So we have to avoid improper and incomplete, inconsistent and ambiguous requirements. So we have to analyze the requirements, we have to scrutinize the requirements, we have to refine the requirements to make consistent and unambiguous requirements. So this step is a crucial step in requirements engineering process. At the end, requirements documentation. Yes, after collecting the requirements and after analyzing the requirements, so we have to document it. We have to document the requirements. Documentation means everything should be on a sheet of paper. The document we call it as SRS, Software Requirement Specification. SRS serves as a contract between customer and developer. SRS is like a output of the outcome of the requirements engineering process. It is like outcome of requirements engineering process. So documenting the requirements means it's a very simple documenting the requirements on a sheet of paper. So everything should be on a sheet of paper. So it should look like a document. So that document we call it as SRS, Software Requirement Specification Document. Thank you.